Okay, guys, last lesson of Unit 4, the number system, and we're on handout 5. And we're going to be talking about inequalities. And an inequality is a less than sign, a greater than sign, or an equal to. Later on down the line, you'll get some more. You'll get a less than and equal to, and a greater than and equal to. We're not going to be responsible for those right now, but that's just a little bit of enrichment there for you to take a peek at. So let's get started here and take a look at this. All right, use the pictures below to write the two statements of a comparison. All right, certainly, when I compare these two, I can see there's 5 and there's 4 there. So there's one more. There is one more robot. I guess that's what that is. All right. Then game controller. Okay. All right. Or there, if you want to look at it a different way, is one less game controller. All right, than robot. Okay. All right, let's continue through this. Statements, inequality statements. An inequality statement blank, the two values in comparison to each other, describes. We describe with those. All right, the two values of each other. They also describe the position of the two numbers on the number line. So an example, 0 is less than 5. So 0, and I like to do that when I put a 0, is to the left of 5, on the number line, that is. Okay, all right. So that was all common sense stuff there. Let's get a little bit more involved here and make sure my camera's okay and we're in good shape. All right. So write two inequality statements about each of the following or each of the number lines below. All right. So we have 1 and 5. All right. So we have 1 is less than 5, or 5 is greater than 1. We have -1 and 3. -1 is less than 3, or 3 is greater than -1. Pretty elementary. -5 and -3. Remember, the bigger the negative, the smaller it is. -5 is less than -3, or -3 is greater than -5. And finally, our last one, we have -4 and 0. Remember, 0 is neither positive or negative. -4 is less than 0, or 0 is greater than -4. Again, pretty common sense stuff. You should know most of this inequality stuff. So let's flip it over here and let me make sure we're in good shape here so you can see. All right, we're good. All right, inequalities can also be interpreted to make a written statement. So we're going to kind of work backwards on this. Interpreted. P-R-E, interpreted, to make a written statement. All right, so -15 is less than -3, and that's all we're writing. And I'm going to abbreviate negative. -15 is less than, right, -3. -3, right, -3 is less than 8. -9 is greater than, actually, right? -9 is greater, right? Is greater than -21. Last one. -1 is greater than -2. All right, we're rolling right along here. Okay, let me check and make sure you can see the rest of that. And you can, and let's go. In questions 9 through 12, place the numbers on the number line and then describe the relationship between the 2 points on the number line. Okay. We're going to kind of guesstimate here, and we're going to, adjust where we put 0. And again, a number line goes in both directions forever. So I'm going to kind of put my 0 here. And at this first interval, I'm going to kind of put like a -3. This would be kind of like -6, and then -9 would be right there, right? So when I look at that number line, that's kind of accurate, right? And to describe this in words, it's just, right, -9. -9 is located to the left of -3. Next one. We have 0 is greater than 2 5/10. So I'm going to put 0 right here. -2 5/10. Now, so here would be 1, here would be 2, a little bit past that maybe right there would be 2 5/10, right? So 0 is to the left of, I'm sorry, it's to the right, Mike. 0 is to the right, right? It's okay. Right of -2 5/10. And we're just describing the relationship, that's all. Okay, so -14/3 is less than -2. So I'm going to need some space to the negative side. So I'm going to put 0 here. -1, -2. Okay. Now, what I need to do is figure out what 14/3 is as and I'm going to grab my handy dandy calculator here, and I'm going to put 14/3 in, and I'm going to change that to a mixed number. See, that's what we want to look at here. All right, and does that change it? And it does. 4 2/3, doesn't it? So here's -2. Here would be -3. And if you want to, you can write it down. It's not a big deal. Then we could go to like -4, and a little bit past that, and right here would be kind of like -5. -2/3 would be about right there. Okay, so this would be -14/3, and then we have -2 is the other one. Okay, and certainly -2, all right, is located to the right, get that right, correct, right of 14/3 negative. Okay, all right. 3 7/10 is less than 15/4. So we're both on a positive, so I'm going to need more space on this side. So I'm going to move 0 over here. I'm going to kind of manipulate that a little bit. So this would be kind of 1, this would be kind of 2, this would be kind of 3. And somewhere about right in there would be 3.7. And here's 4, right? Here's 4. And then 5 would be here. And let's see what 15/4 equal as a mixed number here. So 15/4. I'm just going to do that same thing. And made a mistake there. 15/4. Now I'm just going to hit that. And I'm going to hit that again, and there it will come up. And that will reduce down to 3/4. So it's 3 3/4. Okay. So really, it is right next to this, isn't it? It's right here, right? And that's going to be 15/4. So 3 7/10 is located to the left of 15/4. All right, good stuff so far. Let me pull this up just a tad for you. Let me check it and make sure you're in good shape. And now let's finish up. Based on the questions above, what pattern do you notice, all right, for when a number is less than another one? The smaller number, what I notice, the smaller number, right, is always on the left of the larger one. Oh, sorry. Of the larger one. Based on the questions above, what pattern do you notice for when a number is greater than another number? So what pattern it is? Well, when I look at all of those, I notice the larger number is always on the right, right? Okay. So that kind of finishes up for lesson 5. Go ahead and jump back into the folder here on Wednesday and complete that. And have a great Thanksgiving, guys, if you're watching this. We'll see you. Bye-bye.